That CDC report found there are now 1 in 88 children diagnosed with autism. That's compared to 1 in 150 just 10 years ago. Joining me are Dr. Eric Courchesne, Director of UC San Diego Autism Center of Excellence, and Dr. Michael Nelson, pediatrician at Kaiser Permanente. Thank you both for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So, Dr. Courchesne, the CDC study looked at 8-year-olds across 14 states. Now, did they find that more kids were being diagnosed, or in fact, are there more kids being affected by autism?
The study didn't make a distinction between the two. So from the study, it can't be told whether there's a greater rate of detection of kids that have always gone undetected previously, or whether there's an increase in those who are affected. So detected or affected is the big question. But the study does demonstrate that across the last decade, there has been an increase in the prevalence based on new and improved methodologies and surveillance strategies. And so that's very important. It also shows that autism is a very high incidence or prevalence disorder. And that 1 in 88 is masking that 1 out of 57 boys will become autistic.
Because boys are more at risk.
They're at higher risk, and one out of 252 girls will become autistic. So there's a much higher rate or risk of autism among boys than girls. And so the study shows that. The other thing that the study showed that's very important is that different locales have different rates. So some locales that were part of the study had rates as low as about 4 to 5 per 1,000, and then others had rates as high as 21 per 1,000. So there's a very big difference in the rates across the different locales of the 14-state study.
Now, Dr. Nelson, we understand there's a variety of screening methods that you can use in order to detect autism. Can you sort of describe some of them briefly for us?
Well, anytime a child comes in for a well baby check, be it 2 weeks or a year or 2 years, anytime they come in for a routine checkup, there's a number of things that a good pediatrician, a good family practitioner will look for to make sure that whatever age that child is, that their development is within that range that we would expect to see for that child at that age. And so if I have a child at any given age that isn't doing the things communication-wise, socially-wise, developmentally-wise, motor coordination-wise that I would expect that child to be able to do, then it starts to raise a little bit of a red flag. And it says, hey, we need to look at this a little bit more in detail. There are specific questionnaires that go along with that. So it's a combination of the pediatrician's skill and background and expertise, but also based on specific questionnaires that we go on for every different child at every different checkup.
We also hear about the spectrum of autism. So are we also finding, does this study sort of tell us or indicate that perhaps there are more sort of conditions that are now falling under that spectrum of autism?
What the study shows is that there's a wide range of ability among individuals that are diagnosed with autism. So among those 8-year-olds, you can see those that actually have substantial cognitive abilities, but others that have marginal cognitive abilities where they're struggling a little bit, and then still others that have unfortunate intellectual disabilities. But what holds them together is the disability involving social communication, the ability to understand another person's perspective, another person's emotional state, the ability to reflect and to portray one's own social and emotional intentions to someone else. So that real higher order human social communication ability is what's a problem for children with autism, whether they have higher intellectual abilities or medium or lower intellectual abilities.
Dr. Nelson, why is it so important to diagnose autism early?
That's a really good question. It's been clearly shown that children with pretty much any developmental delay, including autism, if we can pick up on exactly who they are and what their specific problems are at an early age and get them referred, diagnosed appropriately, and then into early treatment, that those children stand far and above ahead of what they otherwise would be. So if we can get them in early, get them the diagnosis and the treatment early, they very quickly will show either improvement or stability in where they are with things. And so it's the earlier the better. So work with your pediatrician and if you have concerns.
We don't have a lot of time left, Dr. Courchesne, but I read one article about this study that had mentioned this is now an epidemic. And if we keep going in this direction of increasing, the numbers will be staggering. What do we do about this?
Well, the fact that there is such a high prevalence of autism means that there's going to be heavy demands for services, all the way from babies who see their pediatrician and need help, need to be identified, need to get into early treatment programs, through school age, where you have a large number of individuals that are affected with autism, may have good intellectual capabilities, but social understanding may not be where it needs to be. So school services are impacted by a large number of individuals. What it really says is that it's very important to discover what the causes of autism are. Before one starts talking about anything in the way of an epidemic, you really need to understand what the causes are. And that still is it's become quite clear that it's a disorder that begins in prenatal life in the vast majority of cases, and that it's likely to be that the second trimester is a crucial period of brain development when something is going wrong, and that creates a cascade of abnormal organization of the brain and abnormal function of the brain that leads to some of the symptoms of autism. But it doesn't stop there. What new studies show is that it's not just about cause, but it's about a developmental lifetime of experience. The brain continues to change. The opportunities to step in, intervene, and improve the ability of an autistic child to do better and get better continues across a lifetime. So, lifetime of intervention.
We're going to have to leave it there. We're out of time. We do have a lot more information on our website. We link to the study, kpbs.org. Doctors, thank you both very much.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Thank you.